always something to do, and there's really never nothing going on. And now if you choose to run all those during a given week, that's on you.
Absolutely. I pick my time carefully.
Yeah, it got to the point, just like you mentioned, there's some good fun and some incentive to run some official races now and then, but there's just too much good stuff going on over here to sit back and let it all go by. But hopefully this broadcasting setup will work out great for us, and we'll get some more people added to the service, and hopefully people get involved with us a little bit one way or the other.
Yeah, as far as I know, we're the only league with its own broadcasted channel. Thanks to Doug Geiler that sets that up for us and gets the broadcast done for us. I think it's a very cool thing we've got going on here.
I do recall, I think the first broadcasted race I ever saw was, I think they did an SK race, one of the Legends ovals, don't recall which one, but it was a good setup, and Doug and I had a long conversation about that last week.
And there he goes again. We take the green flag. Eric Alter once again shoots out front. Looks like Scott Rutherford's going to drop in behind him, and Kevin Myers is actually going to slot into the third spot. Rutherford doesn't look like he got too much of his damage fixed, so he's actually running around with a damaged car right there in the top three, as the top three actually break away a little bit from the rest of the field.
Yeah, and Kevin Myers, they're kind of at the mercy of those three cars up there. Unfortunately, with Scott Rutherford having that damaged car, he really doesn't have anybody to help him go around those two up front, so he's probably just going to fall in and ride with them and see what he can make happen.
But here comes the Wolfpack as the second group looks like a group of 7. Jeremy Davis, Glenn Cray, they're running up towards the front group there. Looks like they're going to eat them up right in the trial corner.
Jeremy caught up in that first little incident there. Got that reset, bided his time a little bit, and now he finds himself right back up front.
And look who's sitting right in the middle there, 3 wide as they go through 1 and 2. It is Sean Michael Chanette, who has been caught up in multiple incidents today. He's got his car running really good, sniffing the top 5 spot.
We're just starting to break into the settling down 2x2 inside and outside. Still got a couple cars running that high line there. But Glenn Cray and Sean Hall out there on the outside, see if they can make that line work. Doesn't historically work, but give them credit for trying.
Coming down the short shooter in the trial, well, now we've gone 2x2. Looks like Jeremy Davis is going to lead that outside line, trying to make an assault on Eric Alter and Scott Rutherford. He's going to inch forward. It looks like he's got a long side Rutherford. We'll see if we can get possibly a change for the lead here, if they can make that outside line work.
It'll be interesting to see if Jeremy Davis and John Michael can get paired up. Historically, they're a dangerous tandem when they get paired up. Those two run together here at ITZR and elsewhere, and they work pretty well. They can pretty much read each other's minds. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if those two get paired up.
Yeah, we jokingly call it a love affair between the two.
The team dynasty.
Absolutely. Looks like Eric Alter was having a little bit of a connection issue there. I saw him blink out for just a moment, but he's back in, and somehow he jumped out a little bit on everyone.
Might have been just a little bit of the lag there that bumped him ahead. Either that or Scott Rutherford saw him starting to blink a little bit and backed off. But how far he was ahead of everybody else, that might have just been a benefit of the lag there.
Kevin Myers shoving Jeremy Davis as hard as he possibly can on the outside. Really haven't made much of a move up there. It looks like Eric's car continues to be super fast on the bottom. Scott's not even pushing him, and they're driving away from that outside lane.
Yeah, that outside lane, historically, unless you've got a number of cars up there helping you go, it doesn't go too quick, and those 6 on the bottom are probably going to outdrive those 4 on the top. They're just going to get hurt on it.
So this group, how many do we have in this first group here? About 10 in the first group. We've got a group of looks like 7 or 8 that have formed a second pack that is in a complete line that's trying to catch the first group of 10.
Putting all their eggs in one basket and doing what we discussed earlier. Biding their time, seeing what happens, hoping there's nothing else that happens in front of them, and if there is, they've got a little bit of time to avoid it. It looks like they're all kind of behaving, so to speak, staying in the line, trying to stay close, but not too close, but at the same time, don't get too far back.
Absolutely. We haven't hit halfway yet. We're about 3 laps from that point. It looks like Mike Kierstead's leading up that second group. He's got Eric Myers pushing him. And then Chad Lang in that third, in the third slot in that group. But you're right there. They're all together. They're trying to be as calm as possible and just running as hard as they can in the line right now.
And that's the key to the strategy at Talladega. If you find yourself in that second pack, it's everybody just needs to stay in a nice tight line, so you keep your speed up. Don't get that marginal distance back. No caution. Really not a whole lot of time to make that ground up, especially if they stay in a nice solid line like they are. This lead pack starts racing back and forth like they're starting to now. That second pack's going to close up.
Yeah, that first pack is punching quite the hole, but as we speak, the second pack breaks up into 2 different lines. They won't listen to us.
I guess not.
No, it looks like, trying to take a look here, it looks like they pushed Kierstead off bottom. Yeah, it's Fayash now moved to the front of that group. We know he's got a fast car. Maybe they been talking to each other, saying, "Hey, I'm a little faster. Let me jump in front, see if we can catch these guys."
Andrew Fayash again, the beneficiary of, I guess, luck of the draw, you can call it, surviving those accidents until that reset really counted. And here he is, about the halfway point. Got a brand new car, really nothing to worry about. Even up that second pack there, so we'll see if he can make something happen.
Yeah, currently it looks like that second pack is sitting about 2.6 seconds behind the leader, so we'll see if they start to make any headway with Fayash now leading the charge. It's interesting now that we've lost a few cars from the group. You know, now it's getting a lot calmer and the racing is a lot tighter, but these guys are kind of staying away from each other a little bit.
They've all probably learned from the earlier incidents that it's still got a little ways to go, about the halfway point now, and there's still some time, no real need to push and shove, and I think they're all kind of playing their strategy a little bit, figuring out where they run best, who they run best with, and the best line to try to shove Eric Alter off that top spot.
Yeah, it looks like there's a charge once again on the outside. Chad Hilliard's looking to try to drive that outside line to the front. He's trying to get them lined up there and get around Eric Alter in first. And it looks like we got trouble going into 3. Car around. He's spinning up the banking. Doesn't look like he's hit anything. Trying to get a number on the car here. Looks like Kevin Walker in the 35 car. He's gone around in 3.
Looks like he might have got a little help from behind there.
Yeah, looks like he just gets shoved in the apron, yeah.
Yeah, from the 33 of Chad Lang there, just might have been a miscommunication, might have been a misinterpretation. Kevin Walker, not the beneficiary of that.
Not at all. Kevin Walker was actually the Late Model Shootout Series Season 4 Rookie Year from Canada. Really good driver. He's running a Piper Needham paint scheme tonight.
It looks like he might have just come out of that. The car was previously beat up from that little incident. He did have a nice little tap at the inside wall, but if he didn't use up that reset, I imagine he'll be using it now. So, other than that little touch to the inside wall, the car's really no worse for wear than it was before that.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, we passed the halfway point under caution, with Eric Alter still leading Scott Rutherford in second, and it looks like Jason Hedrick has moved up into third.
Jason, not one to be counted out. He's usually right there in the mix when there's something to be contended for.
Absolutely. He is also one of the sponsors of In the Zone Racing, Sierra Speed Technologies. If you need anything on the West Coast, or I wonder if I don't even know if he's got nationally or not. But yeah, you can call Jason, get a hold of Jason, and if you need anything for a late model race car, Jason was the guy to go to. I believe he's based out of Reno, Nevada.
I do do believe I've read that. Yeah, again, a lot of great sponsors here. So we had a lot of people come on board, especially this season, and hopefully in the continuing seasons that offer some great incentives to these league races and league championships for anybody who's, again, still considering this. A number of sponsors that come on and kind of make this whole thing run as a well-oiled machine, whether it be an incentive for championships or specific awards. But again, big thank you to all those sponsors, because this is, Britt does this, on more than just a good heart. Unfortunately, there's a financial aspect to this that requires it to keep ITZR running. And if anybody wants to donate to the Piper and Chad Needham and the rest of the Needham family, or if you want to donate to ITZR too as well, I know Britt would appreciate it. The rest of us here that enjoy the service appreciate it. It's a great cause for Piper, and it's a great cause for supporting a really well-run league that really just kind of keeps this nice, fair, competitive, friendly environment.
Absolutely, well said, Steve. I was thinking maybe we could try, I know that looks like Van Meter's actually parked for the evening. I was thinking maybe we could get him to do maybe an interview. He's pretty soft-spoken. Let's see if we can get him in here.
Excellent.
I'm just going to try to get a hold of him here, see what we can find out. It looks like he's pulled a Kurt Busch. He's going to decline on us right now.
That's understandable. His night ended kind of early, so
might be a little frustration there.
Maybe we can talk him into it before the end of the night. But yeah, for anybody who hasn't had the opportunity to come over, Britt's a pretty fair, level-headed guy that he's not just kind of slap you with something and make you deal with it. He's open to both sides of a story if something takes place, and he's really just more concerned about the overall environment for everybody involved, and making sure we've got a nice environment with no yahoos that come in and like to cause trouble. So
agreed. And what I've really appreciated with Britt, actually, and the league in general, is that there's actually a large front office that a group of guys run, that help run the league. Britt takes care of all the financial aspects and whatnot, but when there's an issue that comes up between drivers or just in leagues in general, with the league in general, he puts the question out there and asks the group of guys what we think we should do and things like that. So it's not just him laying down any kind of laws or anything else. Britt does a really good job, making it very fair and making sure everybody has a say in what's going on.
Oh, absolutely, and I know, Bill, you've had some experience of that, with the moderating over here at ITZR, but and it's not only going to the front office staff and the powers that be, so to speak, and there's a lot of stuff will get put up to the members for
absolutely
their input to take, and especially with the most recent formation of the Pro Series, or the Money Series as we like to call it, as far as what people would like to see for tracks and what they'd like to see for rules and what they'd like to see for the overall operation of the series.
Yeah, speaking of the Pro Series, that's something that ITZR is coming up with very, very shortly here. That's actually a pay late model series where we're actually going to be paying out purses. You have to pay for your number to race, and there will actually be purses going out to the drivers that do well in races and whatnot. Should be pretty interesting.
And if that serves to be too rich for some people's bloods, we also have a Saturday night winter series for the late models starting up here. I believe on January 14th is the first race here. Should be another good competitive late model series race. I know we've been working and plugging it pretty hard, and basically trying to get a good input as to what people want to see. But if you really just enjoy running late models, which honestly that's all I got into iRacing for, was late models, and that'll be a good series for you. Come check it out. If you really don't want to get into the Pro Series or the heavy hitting money stuff, and the Saturday night winter series would be for you.
Definitely, and don't forget the late model shootout series and the late model challenge series as well. We have late models, bursting the seams here in the zone racing. So, those are both Monday night series. The Pro Series is also going to be on Monday nights when those two are off. So, yeah, we've got at least, at this point, 4 late model series that you possibly join.
Actually, I hadn't counted them until now, but that is a copious amount of late models.
It's a good word. perhaps a plethora of